What up, boys, and welcome back to yet another Dragonflight Goldfarm. So, in today's video, we're looking at an item that used to be so goddamn bad that everyone would just vendor it, and everyone, including myself, have potentially lost out on millions of gold doing that. So, we're going to dive into what the farm is and why it's so good right now. First, though, big thank you to everyone that has subscribed to my YouTube channel. It's insane how close we are to 100,000 YouTube subs. So really, big thank you to you if you are subscribed. Doesn't matter if you subscribed 8 years ago or 8 minutes ago. I really do appreciate it. And as soon as we hit 100k YouTube subs, I'm going to do millions in gold in giveaways to you guys, the subs. So make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel, because that way you'll be notified whenever these videos go out, so you can jump on it fast before it plummets in value, and you'll also be able to join the giveaway. And of course, a special thank you to everyone that allows me to do what I love doing by supporting me and picking up the 0 to 10 million gold guide. If you guys have no clue what it is, it's basically a book that I've been constantly updating for over 2 years now, and it features the best gold making methods that I personally use in order to make multiple gold caps. Best part about it is the fact that it's a one-time purchase and you get a lifetime of free updates. So whenever there's a new patch or even a new expansion, I'm going to update the book for the patch and the expansion, and you guys receive the updated version sent directly to your mail for free. So make sure to check that out, and don't forget to use the discount code Dragonflight for 50% off. That will be linked in the description, but also the pinned comments. So this farm, a lot of people recognize this one because it was like the best farm of Dragonflight early on. It took Blizzard's nearly 2 weeks to nerf it, right? And I went back to this farm a couple of days ago on my live stream to test it out, even though I knew the farm was nerfed. But there's an item of interest dropping from these guys that was really spiking in value. And that was these bad boys, the Nolan's House Special. They have gone up 1,809% in market value recently. Like, when we farmed these, they went from like 2 gold to 99 gold, and like, math never lies. So I wanted to see how many of these you could average an hour to see if they had the potential to grow even further. And before we take a look at how the spawns and the numbers and all of that are like, this item is one of the items used together with the flash frozen meat and the jerky in order to get the secret mount. Like these two, 20 of these together with 20 of this one to get the secret mount in the Asher spawn. So there's definitely a market for these. But like, when you were killing 10,000 mobs an hour and these only stack in 20, they were filling up your bags. They were 2 gold on the auction house. So people just ended up vendoring them. But what we did realize after testing out the farm after the nerf, so you guys can see we have a 2x4 setup. Like, when you start to do the farm, it appears to be extremely good. Like, you're popping over 11,000 kills an hour on average because there's so many mobs. But once you have cleared out every mob at the camp, well, they still hyper spawn. Like, there has to be like an X amount of mobs active at all time, but it's not even close to what it used to be. So you can tell in the Hyperspawn add-on that the number is just dropping and dropping and dropping, and it's definitely possible to still get like around 3,000 mob kills an hour, which isn't too bad because the mobs are still dropping. Like the frostbitten cloth and the raw gold and like all of the other stuff. So 3,000 mobs an hour on this one, not bad. That's like roughly 1.5 to 2k mob kills less than if you do something like Murlocs in the zone. However, you have those 500 gold items, the Nolan House Special. That is the price on EU. Like, so US might be different, but if they're very low in US, it might be worth looking into buying them out because, as I said at the beginning of the video, numbers don't lie. So my reasoning was, when we figured out that you could get like roughly 100 of these an hour, how come that they were 100 gold each at the time when you can get 100 an hour, while something like the flash frozen meat was 200 gold, but you could get 300 of those an hour? Doesn't make sense, right? So that was bound to get evened out eventually. And now we're finally seeing the start of that. Because right now, with flash frozen meat being 200 gold each, and you can farm like an average of 300 of those, that's like 60,000 gold an hour. But now with the Nolan's House special, you can average like 100 of those an hour. That's 50,000 gold an hour on Nolan's House special. So we're getting there. And that's just on top of like everything else that you're getting from the farm. So this is definitely at the moment a very good gold farm, especially now in today's market when you see everything is dropping in value. So a side note on this farm is only the mobs that are called Stormfang can actually drop the what are they called? The Nolan's House special. So if you go further down here, like some people try that, and you'll kill the mobs that are called Brackenhide, no point, because it's not going to make these guys hyper respawn any faster, and they do not drop the Nolan's House special. So you're just wasting time when you could have spent that time pulling the 1 or 2 Stormfang mobs that spawned. And if you go down here, you have Duskpaw, right? And these guys, they don't drop Nolan's House special either. It's only the Stormfangs. So I just thought that I would let you guys know. And I do have some videos coming up as well on the YouTube channel of similar cases where we're farming items that could potentially become way better in the future, because there's a lot of mats going up in value right now that people are actually finding a use for them, and they're getting a more demand. Some people are leveling in alternative ways that doesn't provide those mats just by like you would normally get them when you quest, but now people are doing cobalt and time walking and all of that. So there's some interesting farms that could be good. They're not necessarily good right now, but this one wasn't either, and then they could become potential good in the future. And we need every sort of farm like that in today's market. So yeah, make yourself a group for the Brackenhide Water Farm, the OG Null Farm, because 500 gold for these bad boys is pretty damn good. And if you're US, monitor the price. It doesn't make sense. Just keep in mind that you can get 300 flash frozen meat and 100 Nolan House special an hour, and compare the numbers because they shouldn't be way off, right? And that was pretty much it for this video. So guys, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, so close to 100k, and make sure to check out the 0 to 10 million gold guide if you haven't already, and I will see you all back in at the next video. But until then, bye bye.